Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exceptional episode of the Pitchside podcast. The lineup is amazing, and today we have the king of the system. The system.
You know.
How are you, my brother?
You know, I'm good. Thank you for having me,
No,
guys.
thank you for joining us. Skipper, the most successful captain in South African football.
Thank you, my brother.
How are you, Domi?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Gents, we come from a big one. We come from...
Please, before you go there, what did you call him?
How is the king of assists to you, Domi?
Okay, continue with that question.
Go look at the stats.
You go look at the stats. You've been assisting
The
him.
stats will tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys.
Gents, we come from a big one. One of those games where even the coach said before the game, it's not going to be pretty, but we will grind the results out. And Skipper, it goes back to squeaky bum time where it's not beautiful, but the results must come out.
We are that team where we just have to win football matches.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, I told you that Mamelodi Sundowns is in the business of winning football matches.
100%.
Regardless of who's playing, regardless of who's on the driver's seat, it's a mandate of the team where you have to win. You have to make sure that you bring trophies to 𝐏𝐿𝐴. The boys knows that very, very well. I saw the match. It wasn't one of the best match Mamelodi Sundowns played, but I loved how they go away with the 3 points that
100%.
the team really needed. And it was not only the 3 points that I was happy about.
Yeah?
I was happy that we really had to win that match.
Yeah.
You know, for the streets.
Oh.
You know, it was a big talk when before this fixture.
Yeah.
But I was happy that my boys were up to the task.
We silenced the noise.
Yeah, because, you know, the footballers, it's just unfortunate, but because they can't have that platform to say, Susan Bonisa, we'll show you. But on a field of play in the 90 minutes, that's where you should show as a footballer.
100%.
Yeah.
River, as a player, we've heard and we've seen, I mean, the schedule is back-to-back. It's game today, recovery, get into camp and then game again. How heavy is it on the players, the amount of games that are being playing? Because we'll hear the coach speak about it, and as fans, we don't really get to experience it. But how heavy is it, and how difficult is it to get over those mental hurdles?
Look, for me, if it's up to me, I would prefer to play every 3-4 days.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's what happens before match day, you know, and after match day. You know, that's a bit taxing.
Yeah.
Because there's traveling involved.
Yeah.
Even when we play home, you know, you go sleep at the hotel with the guys in camp, you know.
Yeah.
So you barely at home. And the times you are home with the family, you try to spend time with them, but also you need to rest. You know, you need to get your rest in. Yeah. So that is difficult to manage. But I think for me, the games itself is not an issue.
Yeah.
It's just in between, you know, there's a lot of traveling, flying bus trips, you know, always sleeps in hotels and things. So that is
Don't
the
forget
most taxing part.
you're always sleeping on the bus. Say
No,
that
but
as
it's
well.
me and you.
No, I'm talking
You,
about
but you also sleep on the bus. So we are together on that one. You see?
River, sometimes just take it that you were the one
You're
who
a
used to.
sleeper.
Yeah. No, actually, I was.
Thank
I'm not
you.
anymore.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know really.
Are we stressing you in this team?
Now that I'm getting older, I sleep later and I wake up earlier. So
You know, I was surprised the other day. I came here, you were energetic in the morning. I was like, is that River? What is he taking now?
no, it's been like that every morning now.
What happened?
I think it's the age, guys. You know, people say when you get older, you know, you're more joyful, you know, more energy, especially early in the morning.
Yeah.
But you find out later the afternoon, you know, we crash and then it's time is done, you know, then we go sleep. So.
No, to add what River's saying, he's actually right, and I don't miss that life.
Yeah.
Where the people that you saying are your family, they don't know you because you are in and out of this house. But you play for Mamelodi Sundowns. You said when you write on that contract, you said, no, this is what I want to do. And it comes with a lot of sacrifice. But when you see these guys, doing it looks easy.
Yeah.
Because even when they play, they've got an ability to make
100%.
football looks like it's easy. Even the traveling, because when you look at the amount of games that they played in February only, it's insane to take it. And I don't remember, during our playing days, did we have such a schedule?
No, not like this.
Yeah, this one is crazy.
That's the
crazy.
first time.
That's the first time.
This. Oh.
But I
they
guess that's
manage.
when it becomes important then to be able to manage games in terms of you get the goals that you need, and then from then on slow down the tempo, play it at your rate, just so that you can save the legs and get you to the next one.
Also that this is where you win the league.
Yes.
The February.
In this period, is where you win the league. You know, when the games are so back to back, because now the team's catching up. You know, you already mentally you say, oh, look at the gap. Okay, we have games in hand, but it's not points.
Those are not points.
So the games in hand don't count. So the gap is the same, even though you've played 4 or 5 games less than the top team. You know?
Yeah.
But to then catch up, because now you have to pray, hey, these guys must lose. And we have to win all our games. And you're not going to win all of them.
No.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you're going to stumble when we stumble. So it's difficult to play catch up. You know?
Then, gents, let's talk about that pressure then, because when you're chasing, then you're under pressure because you're seeing the gap. Yes, you have games in hand, but the gap.
Yes.
You don't want that pressure in football. I remember when I was here after winning the Champions League.
Yes.
The second season, we lost the league to Vets. It was the same pressure that you're speaking about, where we're having 5 games in hand, and we're thinking, if we win these games, we win in the league.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work like that in a football match, because when you're playing catch-up games, it means you have to squeeze another fixture in between somewhere. And we lost to Maritzburg, and we drew to Baroka, and we drew to Platinum Stars at the time, in a space of 5 days, 6 days. And we thought, this is the point. It doesn't work like that. And that pressure, because we know why we're playing that matches, we wanted to cover the score. We wanted to narrow the gap.
Yes.
It doesn't work like that. It will play against you simply because you will neglect some of the things that you normally do when you relax as a team.
Yeah.
And then that puts you under pressure, because one match that the team scores before you, it causes this thing will collapse.
Of course, because you feel the tension even in the stands. We're sitting, rubbing our heads, praying. We're not singing as loud as we can because we're like,
we want this match to get done.
You see the reactions on the bench.
Yes.
Some players, you know, their head drops and things.
Because it's difficult.
Sure. Gents, big games, when I say big games, I mean every game at Mamelodi Sundowns is a big game, but the games that show up like the one this past weekend against Kaizer Chiefs, how much does it draw from you mentally and physically, knowing that after this one, the next game is Golden Arrows and it's 3 days away?
For me, the Kaizer Chiefs match and the Pirates match never used to be the big match.
Yes.
In terms of how we do things as Mamelodi Sundowns team. Riva will tell you, the difficult matches is to go to Black Leopards, is to go to Golden Arrows. Those are difficult matches because it's a win at all costs. But at the same time, these teams will push you back and drain you emotionally, because the things that you normally do, they will crush you. They will make sure that they disrupt everything.
It's so interesting that you put it like that.
Those are not the easiest matches.
Yeah.
And those are the matches that when you win, the 3 points is sweet. Yeah. And the 3 points will take you to places where you think you never thought you would go. And that's the podium.
Gents, as a fan, it's the other way around.
I
want Riva to say it. I want Riva to say it before you come as a fan.
Yeah.
For me, big games, I don't even get nervous.
Yeah.
There's no nerves. In the tunnel, walking under the pitch, nothing.
Of course, it's
but you get these Polokwanes, you get these guys. I'm telling you,
it's nerves.
You know it's gonna be an effort.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, that's the thing. You have to match their effort.
Yes.
You know, after that, you know, the football ability will come through.
Yes.
But you know, they're gonna make you run. You know, you're gonna suffer.
Yeah.
Even though we are the better team most games, you know, you won't dominate the ball the whole game. No. There will be times where you have to suffer.
Give them.
Yes.
And I think at this point now, there's so many of us who's been here for a few years,
Yes.
you know that
We understand.
we know how to win games at the end of the day. You know, sometimes it's not playing tiki-taka, nice, no, but if the results say, hey, we have to go play in the channels, what.
Yeah, do that.
We do that. It's fine. We play off second balls. You know, we press you there, win the ball, we keep it there in your half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think now we know how to manage that, and I think that's why we're winning games consistently.
I want to ask you about the match that when you remember when we landed from Algeria, we went straight to Algeria and we went to Black Leopard. Did you like that match?
No. That was the first time I've seen something like that in my life. You're coming from Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, you go straight airport.
And then?
To go fly, you go play there.
The following day. The following day.
My God.
River, and then River, we said River, you study.
And you know, actually, yes. You know, that was my first game playing as a 6.
Yeah.
And imagine.
And I'm telling him, you study. I said, no, man, KK. For the first time, he was raising voices like, what is
No,
wrong with
I was so nervous for that one because I've just been training in Madrid. You know, him and Sugar, I see.
Yes.
And after games, I see, but these guys work here.
Yeah.
How am I going to survive in here? And that time, Coach Pitcho plays with 2.
Yes.
It's 4-4-2 straight.
Yeah.
There's no, 4-3-3 is big games.
Yes.
Then we play with 3 in the middle.
Yeah.
Any other game, 4-4-2, it's only me and him.
Flat. And I live in
And he goes.
I'm
So
going
he's
to the
one
box.
joining the box.
Yes.
He's up and down. I'm just covering here behind, making sure all is good. But
Every 2 minutes I'm asking, River.
It's so interesting because from a fan perspective, gents, the big games are the ones that you really sweat. I'm the worst. I was sitting in the box with him the one time, and I kept having to go and stand at the back because I was so tense. I was like, and the moment we scored 2, then I can relax a bit and I'm smiling again. But those are the stressful ones. Whereas I know that the games against the so-called smaller teams will be difficult, but I believe we can get through those. But the big games, I'm losing it.
So as a fan, what are you saying? You're saying the big match is
stress more.
Which one is the big match to you? As a
Pirates.
fan? Oh, the big match is 𝐏𝐻𝐿𝐴 Pirates
No,
for you.
Pirates.
No, I'm just saying the big teams.
Yeah. No. 𝐏𝐻𝐿𝐴 is...
At this point in time.
Yeah, it's Pirates.
But I'm just taking in general in South African football. When you
Yes.
speak about the big
Big
matches.
you're talking about the big 2 years.
Oh.
So those ones are the
Not
ones
for
that-
us as players.
No, I think for players the mentality is different. I mean, we banter all day. Every day of my life, I banter about football. Anybody, I'm telling you, I go pour petrol and I stand there for 30 minutes arguing football with those guys. This morning, I was having an argument with guys about football, and they were telling us how, no, you're coming to 𝐿𝐴, and I had to say to them, that game might not even happen in 𝐿𝐴. And they were like, what do you mean? And I'm like, my point exactly. Yeah. I also feel, because my perspective as a fan is way different. I feel like if we go, for example, play a game at FNB, it seems like mentally, because the stands are a little bit further out, it's a bigger stadium. The pitch might be the same size, but when you go to 𝐿𝐴, it's closer. So I feel like, hey, it's a smaller field. Here, they squeeze us here. Whereas I'm like at FNB, take us there. There's goals at FNB.
Yeah.
There at FNB, we give them 5.
But I feel it when I'm in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll feel it.
You feel because it's closer,
they are
right?
close,
Yeah,
yes.
it's 100%.
Closer, yeah. So it's more intense.
Yeah. Let's
Great.
talk about the goal, man. Everyone's talking about it. Ribero's goal.
Lucas Ribeiro Costa.
I think before you look at the goal, you have to look at
The movements.
So what happened of Peter taking
𝐿𝐴
the guy,
being able to play that ball out,
𝐒𝐿𝐴
the
making
run
third man
as
run,
well.
and to have the composure, to
control
cut back
it.
and
Yes,
look up,
yes.
and find the pass.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I don't know what to say about Lucas.
The technique.
You can't say anything about that.
Yeah.
That's just, you can see it Brazilian. You know, like he enjoys football. He always wants the ball. He wants to be on the ball. So, but big ups to him and the team, and what a goal.
Yeah. I mean,
He's friends with him. I just want you to tell me more about him.
Nice.
Is there something else?
No, I'm telling you.
does he train the way he plays?
Yes. No, that's one thing.
Yeah.
He trains that way.
Yeah.
You see the dribbling, the runs, is the same thing he does in training.
So
that's
you guys
why,
are suffering there like that.
I'm telling you. That's why it looks so easy for him in the match.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a defender and he's a striker, or I'm a 6 and he's a 10 maybe, if I'm behind him, I'll never get the ball.
He's strong.
No. I have to be next to him so I can intercept, or his teammates can say, okay, no, we can't pass him. But once you're behind him, I don't care. Give him the ball.
You
won't get it.
He won't get it.
He won't get it. No, he will roll you, or it's like 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐿𝐼 or something. He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
I love watching him. He gives me this excitement when I see him on the ball. He's that player that you believe he can do something. Out of nothing. He can just shiboko somebody and then, because he's got this finesse of passing the net. He's got a technique of shooting. Not shooting, but how to place the ball. He's something else. I just love watching him.
And his eye for the final pass.
Of course. I was about to say, he plays for that.
I think
even
that's
on
one
a tackle,
I
saw a pass where they were actually tackling him. He was on his way down, but he still got the ball out.
No,
so
that's a baller.
He's a footballer.
That's a baller.
So I used to think, how does he looks like at training? Now that you're explaining this, I'm making pictures of a match.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you're right, because that thing can just turn you.
No, he trains that way. No, one thing, he trains that way. So.
But now, another thing that then comes out is how, how the gents are just so willing to run for each other.
Yes.
I mean, for Peter to make that run, to open up that gap for 𝐿𝐼𝐭, the coordination between that front three as well, and as well for everybody else to know that this is where we want to play it into, and this is what is going to happen. For you to draw, I mean, you drew the center back to the touchline.
Yes. I think that's a space we should have exploited earlier, at the start of the game, because you could see the plan was Rivaldo to jump,
push
to 𝐿𝐼𝐿,
yes,
and then Miguel comes out,
yes,
and sometimes you don't want to come out because most centre backs don't like to defend on the line, as a fullback, because then it's 1v1. They want to be in the box to defend crosses and things. So I think we could have exploited that earlier, but luckily, the one time we did, it worked. Yeah. So it just shows, sometimes it's to see the picture in the pitch. Maybe it wasn't part of the game plan. Yeah. Maybe Peter saw, okay, Rivaldo is jumping. Okay, so let me go, so that Miguel comes and then, someone else is free. Who knows, So footballers also, there's a lot of thinking going into football. So.
Yeah, and I also always say to hlompo, I mean, we sit in the grandstands at the top or wherever, and you say, why don't you just pass it into the net?
It's easy to say.
hlompo says, cross the line. I want you to cross the line and come and just pass it.
No, I'm telling you, like, people will tell me, you always look like you have so much time on the ball. I'm like, you can see that from outside, né?
Yeah.
But for me, in there,
there's no time.
I know I have time, but I don't feel like I have time because I know there's people close to me, so they react as soon as the ball travels.
Yeah.
So the time you had before you got the ball is no more there.
Yeah.
So now it's about reaction. What do you know? What's your next pass going to be?
Like that fluke assist you're speaking about, you gave me.
It's a
the
fluke
assist
against Cape Town City.
That one, they were coming, they wanted to press me. I said, okay, 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐿 is free, pass. 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐿, shoot. I said shoot, and then you took a shot and then assessed, So.
I was watching something on the internet, and they were speaking about a midfielder in the EPL, how compared to their second division, scans 120% more before receiving the ball.
Not this thing.
The Premier League.
They can't come to next to this thing. In terms of scanning.
Yeah.
No, they can't come to next to this thing.
Yeah.
The reason why I was leaving him in the midfield was that. I'll reveal my secrets now. So when I was playing with him, I was not playing as a half 6, as a half 8. Fully 8.
Okay.
Simply because we were playing the two of us in the midfield. And I cannot afford to leave the midfield because the formation doesn't allow it.
Yes.
But I will take the biggest risk of playing 5-5.
Okay.
Because I know he doesn't lose the ball.
Yes.
And I know before he receives the ball, he might have seen how many players are coming behind him before he receives it. So I'll be in the position to help either Villa or Shiga as a 10 or 8. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's easier to play with him because he scans. How many times do you do that? He's paranoid. He's paranoid. No, I don't know whether he's paranoid or something.
No. For me, as a sixth sense, I started playing it in training. Yeah. My thing was to be as safe as possible.
Yes.
You know, not to lose the ball. Because once I lose it, center backs are open. You are going straight to goal. You see. So as I'm training it, I learned also, like, so I read this thing of Busquets where he says, back passes and sideways passes should be 100% at all times. And that's one thing I drilled into myself is to never lose the ball on me.
No.
Rather lose it with a forward pass
100%.
so that I'm still behind the ball.
Yes.
You know, and any back pass, sideways passes,
If I have to
I
be
make sure
100.
100%, and it's safe.
Yeah.
You know, safe. That's how I've learned to come
And
and grow into the role.
I used to swear a lot when he's playing those bumpy passes.
Yeah.
Because it's not him.
Yeah.
Somebody else can play the bumpy pass.
Yes.
But not him because, I mean, he's left and right, he's gifted like
Yes.
that. So, when I say it's river smooth, already he knows. I cannot lose it because I was the quickest in the team. But when I'm going deeper, I don't expect him to lose it because
Then you're going to have to run back.
I don't want to sprint back.
How important then is it, and I'm going slightly off here, to be able to play with left and right? Because I think that is exceptional.
Very.
Yeah, in the modern day game.
Because then people find it difficult to press you, to set triggers. You know, so if we play and we say, okay, number 6, okay, it's good on the ball, but
left
only on the right. You know, left is not there. So sometimes what you do is you close the right, you know, to force him to go to his left. You know, you show it to him. But now, if you have someone that use both feet, now you don't know. You just have to stay in front of him because he can go both ways.
I've seen it. I've seen some of the pressing that you speak about, especially against goalkeepers, and their distribution. I sit and I watch. Right. Yeah, they close their right, and you know that he's going to kick it out. It's going to be our ball. It gives us a chance to go again. Yeah. So it's amazing. Gents, let's move on. Our next game is against Golden Arrows. The coach has spoken about that. There are players that definitely are hanging by the wire, as he said, and we need to change. Now, a lot of us as fans are not fans of wholesale changes because we just always feel, and Tommy supports it, it's like there's that continuity that we need, that consistency that we need. But we're getting to a point where you can see that guys they need the rest. You know, the tanks are not as full as we need them to be.
Yeah. Dennis used to call me a greedy guy.
Yeah.
Because every match I want to be there.
He played every game.
Yeah. I remember even got tested for it.
Is it?
Yeah, they tested him because they said, no, there's no way you can be this old and play so
many games and run so much.
I used to enjoy playing the matches. As River said, every 2 matches you would want to play because the break can spoil this thing that you have.
Yes.
Your rhythm.
Yes.
The rhythm.
You know,
And Sundowns plays with the rhythm. And I always say the midfielders, you can not be out of the matches 2 matches and suspended. That will cost you the next matches because to come back is not an easy thing. Because as a midfielder, you're always on the move. And those shorter sprints, those movements, they look easy. But they train a lot. Because you have to always avail yourself. By availing means I must run away from River to be free. But that takes a lot of movements. And I wouldn't want any midfielder who is doing so well right now to have that break. Because then the team will suffer. So, but at the same time, on the other side, we're different as human beings.
Yes.
I would take those pains and go.
Yeah.
I don't know about this thing next to me. If he can take the bashing and you know what I mean? And how long is he going to take him to recover?
Be able to,
But at the same time, as a coach, I don't think you'll want to spoil the good thing that you have.
But I saw it, I mean, in the way that it was done now. We changed Diwani, we put Muda, we put Khoza in the middle, you know, that back three. But those changes worked for us in this game because it sparked a little bit more energy. We were able to play and block off the wing play that was going to come through.
Yeah.
So now we go to the next game, which means you're looking at possibly resting Suarez, starting Lebusa. We can't take away as well how Jody has come in and also been able to cover for us at the back. And then you've got to do some sort of changes in the middle as well because they're hanging by the wire.
Yeah.
And once you start hanging by the wire, the risk of injury starts to come in.
I think also that there's a bit of a risk when you do a wholesale of changes. So I think that it's about managing that. You know, how many do you make and who
Yeah.
Are you resting for this game? And,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like I think that's the biggest issue. You know, it like now we have a big squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's easy for the coach now to just change the whole team and you know, give the guys a break.
Yeah.
But now you're thinking of the rhythm, momentum. You know, players have built relationships, understandings.
Yeah.
So you don't want to mess that up also. You see, so maybe you can make a few and keep some and then rest some maybe the next game.
Yeah.
And you know, so I think wholesale of changes
It's difficult
just
one.
brings
Yeah.
issues.
But I will tell you what, I wasn't going to be one of the people where they change.
You'd be
I
fighting.
wasn't going to be.
I don't know, coach. I'm not staying.
No, I'm not walking on crutches.
Okay, his name is not in the 18-man list, but he shows up with Sorry, you don't have a flight. He says you'll book it at the airport.
He's in the bus, so you must book it somehow. He's going. And he's a club captain. So what are you going to do? You have to book for him. So
But we have to. We have to do that because, as he says, the relationships of the players.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to have a verbal communication on the field. Like when I see that goal that we scored, do you think those guys, they have moments to speak about those things?
I saw
𝐿𝐿 runs, Peter pulled the guy wide, Ribeiro 10, 45. Do you think there's time to discuss that?
I saw something so amazing. I got a chance to rewatch the game yesterday, and I saw Mart point out where the cover must be, but because of the movement,
And
it was
time.
too late for anybody to cover that distance.
Yes.
Then at the same time, I saw Peter calling for the ball with this hand, but pointing where the ball must go with the other hand. That sort of communication is, you build it on playing together.
Thank you so much. So you think if you are a coach, would you want to sacrifice that?
No.
Okay, I was gonna give it 45 minutes. Please score early. Remember the
Yeah.
goal you used
Score
to say?
early. Then change.
Score so I can rest my
Give
players.
us a chance. No, I was gonna do that.
And then if the guys don't score inside,
Yeah.
he will turn to the bench and say, "You see, it's your teammates. They don't want you to play." He turns around, he says, "They don't want you to play because they don't want to score." I can't make subs now. You see, it's tough.
They have to score.
Yeah. How does the game change then? Because we're seeing a lot of overcast weather. It's raining a lot, and we're going to Durban. It's been raining a lot. How does the game model then change when it's wet? Because usually it doesn't, because we water the field anyway before that.
I think it just depends on the pitch.
He loves it. He loves it when it's wet.
No wet is the best.
Explain to me, what is the difference then between playing on a dry pitch and a pitch that's slightly
Because the
been
ball
water?
is
The ball
bumpy.
moves fast.
Okay, it moves
On
faster.
a dry pitch,
Yeah.
the ball is bumpy.
Okay.
So
Even
it
the
will always
touch.
bounce, you know, so the touch won't be as good.
Yeah.
But when it's wet, you know, the ball will stay on the ground, you know, so even your control will be easier.
Yeah.
On a wet, for me, control is easier on a wet pitch than on a
Than
dry
the hard
pitch.
dry pitch, yeah.
Because you have to focus so much on a dry pitch because you don't know how
Which
the ball
bounce,
is going to
yeah.
bounce, you know, how high or things like that. But
And,
on a wet
and the
pitch,
modern day boots don't let the water in, because I can imagine
Yes.
playing with
No,
wet
no, no.
socks, you'll be like frustrated.
sometimes it happens. Like when we played Arrows.
Yes.
It was MTN8, I think, in
Yeah.
Durban.
Yeah.
When it was so cold.
Yes.
Everything was wet.
Soaking.
Everything was wet. Boots, socks.
And then
oh.
at that stage, is it important? Do you then believe you can, for example, there's always an extra kit. Do we then change into the dry kit to
Yes,
come into
halftime.
the second half?
Yeah, no. You change everything. Your
Everything.
socks.
Yeah.
If you want to wet another pair of boots, you can. But some guys just prefer to go with the same boots, you know,
Yeah.
just wet the one. But you change your whole kit, your socks, if you want to,
I don't do it.
just to be dry.
You don't?
I never used to.
And why is that? Paranoia.
No,
Superstitious.
But he never used to wear socks.
You also
yeah.
never wear socks.
He never wore socks. He never wore socks.
You see, the third person that comes through with the story, he's been denying
No,
it.
no, he don't wear socks. You know what he does?
Village boy.
He cut the socks, no?
Yeah.
He put them, yeah? And then he just put tape.
Yes.
Put the foot just so in
Inside. So
Yeah.
it looks like.
It's a
And that-
quality of the boots. They were wearing fake boots. The quality of the boots. The boots will allow me to do that.
Nah.
Domi, I've got to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Your score prediction.
I'm Mamelodi Sundowns 3, Arrows 0.
All right. I like it. I like it when you say we have goals.
Yeah.
I'm very confident in that one. Riva, I won't put you on the spot. I'll give you a free pass for today.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was not supposed to be here. I just filled in.
Ash, my boy,
So
did
you
the
can't give
business
me, you
for
know.
me.
So,
Riva, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you just being able to come out here and join us.
Thank
no
you so
problem.
much.
Thank you for
Tommy,
having me.
Tommy.
My brother. Yes.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and Yellow Nation, please, man, keep coming out to the stadium. The boys do really appreciate it when you do support and get behind the team. We are Masanda
Masanda
Ever.